Well, Fortress Paper's financial results last year, less than stellar. Share price, of course, proves it. The company posted a $9 million loss for the fourth quarter. Analysts, though, were expecting that. And quite a few expect the share price to rise significantly over the next year. Company is looking for growth, not in paper, remember, but in large measure in dissolving pulp used to make rayon. Cotton prices soaring last year. We're joined now by Chad Wasilenkov. He's chairman and CEO of Fortress Paper. Hi, Chad. Thanks very much for joining us again.
Thanks for having me on.
It was a bit of a rough year for investors last year. Was that just delays on your new rayon plant in Quebec?
Yes, we originally intended to convert our mill at the end of the third quarter out in Thurso, Quebec. Due to a walkout in the Quebec region, province-wide, it caused a couple-month delay. So that was mostly what attributed to the weak fourth quarter for us while the mill was down.
What was that about, the walkout?
It was actually an illegal walkout, and it was province-wide, so government workers at hospitals, bridges, several other major capital projects, they all walked out for several weeks due to some legislation that the Quebec government was trying to put into place.
Now, you're an intriguing company, of course, because you're also in wallpaper. You've got this new fancy type of wallpaper that's easier to lay, easier to put up, easier to take down. How is that doing?
It's doing exceptionally well. For the last 3 years in a row, we've had record year after record year. Same thing last year. So great results there. And the first start of this year, again, we're definitely on track to break a record again.
But you also make currency paper, and that struggled a bit last year.
Yeah, so our mill is based in Switzerland. We are the only banknote producer in Switzerland, and most of our competition operates in the Eurozone. So with the change in the currency, unfortunately, about 80% of our costs are in Swiss francs. So with the strength of that currency, it's dramatically changed our overall competitiveness and cost structure. So we used to operate in and around a 20% EBITDA contribution margin. Now it's around a negative 10%. But things are easing, and the overall banknote industry is doing very well.
But let's get back to the rayon that you are producing. I mean, that's your company's biggest project, biggest growth prospect in the near term.
Yes. So we've recently converted our Thurso mill, dissolving pulp, which goes in to rayon production, primarily in China and India. So that's well underway. It's ramping up. Within the next 2 to 3 months, we should be at full production there. And then it'll be a huge contributor to us and becomes by far our most material asset. We're also finalizing acquiring another mill that'll go through conversion. That'll take approximately 18 months. So 2014 or thereabouts, we should have both mills up and running at full capacity. And we really become a dissolving pulp company at that point with some ancillary European paper assets.
In the global scale, I mean, where would you be? Would you be one of the biggest dissolving pulp for rayon producers?
Yeah, we would probably be number 5 or 6 in the world once these 2 mills are up and running. But we fully intend to acquire at least 1 or 2 more mills in the coming years, with our ultimate goal to be the largest in the world. And not that that's our milestone or what we're really striving for. We just see huge opportunity in the space. We think it's very long-term growth prospects, and we're looking for low-cost, globally competitive types of assets. And again, that'll be the main direction of our company going forward.
I mean, people think of rayon something like a disco guy in the 70s would wear. It doesn't have that great a reputation as a comfortable or high-quality cloth. But you say we're not talking about today's rayon.
That's correct. It is a bit of a misnomer. Rayon, a decade or 2 ago, it was more known as a replacement for silk. It was not a very strong or robust type of product. It was dry clean only. Since then, because it is a modified or a chemical that is made, it's gone through numerous changes. There have not been any significant changes. It's a lot of small, minor changes, and it's basically now a replacement for cotton. It has double the dryability, double the absorbency. It drapes better. It holds the dyes better, and typically trades at a premium to cotton. And most of this rayon that is produced is actually blended in with cotton. So it ends up being more of a call on what's going on with the cotton prices. And cotton is a very strategic asset to China and India. India just banned exports on cotton, trying to save their overall textile industry. China is rebuilding their inventories in cotton. And part of China's current 5-year plan is to replace at least 3 million tons of domestic cotton with other products such as rayon.
Chad, we've very little time, but your EBITDA came in at only around $3 million last year. You say within 2 years you could be looking at EBITDA of $300 million.
Yes, once both of our mills are up and running, we'll be producing approximately 450,000 tons of dissolving pulp. Our overall cost structure delivered to China will be in and around averaging $650 per ton. And again, spot price as of last week was around $12.50 a ton, so generating 600 tons of profit for each of those tons.
Good stuff. Thanks very much, Chad.
Thanks.
Chad was a length